Welcome to the Random Green TV YouTube channel. Today I'll be going over the bowl games. Sorry, the bowl games. They bowl games. The bowl games. Edit that out. Welcome back to the Random Green TV YouTube channel. Today I'll be going over the 2024/25 NCAA FBS Division bowl games. Now this I'm going to cover the actual bowl games, not the playoff games. And that'll probably be in a different time so there it is. I zoomed in so you're able to see. So, Celebration Bowl. Yeah, always go Jackson State. And that'll be actually tomorrow. So, Salute to Veterans Bowl, South Alabama and Western Michigan. I'm going to go with Western Michigan. As much as South Alabama used to be they kind of turned the program a little bit. I don't know what records they are. I wish they would show the records. But I go with Western Michigan. Memphis, number 25, Memphis versus West Virginia. Their head coach for West Virginia was let go, I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty positive on that. I'm almost certain on that. I'm going to go with Memphis over West Virginia because West Virginia, their coach is gone, but I don't know if it's going to affect the game. That's the Frisco Bowl, by the way. James Madison versus Western Kentucky. That's Boca Raton Bowl. I'm going to go with James Madison. James Madison's, good football program, good gridiron program. The LA Bowl, is it the Louisiana Bowl, maybe? I don't know. It's in Inglewood, California, so I'm going to have to say, I'm going to have to definitely say that it's going to probably be UNLV versus Cal. Cal has a really good defense. UNLV, I'm just going with UNLV. I think they're pretty good. Again, these are just predictions. It's a prediction. It's a random channel. If you will come across this, thank you. Whatever, New Orleans Bowl, Sam Houston versus Georgia Southern. I'm going to go Sam Houston. No rhyme or reason. The Cure Bowl, Ohio versus Jacksonville State. Now, that's when actually the playoffs start, I think. But I'm going to go with Ohio. The Bobcats really turned it around. They really got revenge against Miami, Ohio, and won their first outright MAC title, I think, conference championship game maybe ever. If I'm mistaken, hopefully it's not ever, but I think maybe their first play-in game where the conference play, but I'm pretty sure they won it before. But I don't know, maybe I heard wrong from the last week. Moving on, Gasparilla Bowl, Florida versus Tulane. I'm going to go with Tulane in a really close game. Now that we're covered, now that I might as well cover the first round. You might as well. Well, no, for sake of time, I don't want to keep this. I mean, I might do that in the future. Let's go Myrtle Beach Bowl, Coastal Carolina versus University of Texas San Antonio. Coastal Carolina's kind of been struggling a little bit, but I think they're going to win. They'll beat UTSA in a close game. Northern Illinois versus Fresno State. Fresno State's got that game. Hawaii Bowl, South Florida versus San Jose State. South Florida going all the way to Honolulu. You just never know with those games, but you know what? I'm going to go with South Florida. I'm going to go South Florida and win over San Jose State. Pitt versus Toledo. Game above, Sports Bowl. I'll go with Pittsburgh. ACC versus MAC. But still, anything can happen, but I'll go Pitt in a close game. Rutgers against Kansas State in the Rate Bowl. Kansas State wins. K-State beats Rutgers. 68 Ventures Bowl, Arkansas State Bowling Green. I'll go Bowling Green. Armed Forces Bowl, Navy versus Oklahoma. OU all day. They find a way to put it together against Navy. Birmingham Bowl, Georgia Tech versus Vanderbilt. Georgia Tech. I was really impressed with the way they played against Georgia, that their final game. And frankly, Georgia might be a team that is maybe not a dark horse to win it all, but Georgia Tech is going to beat Vanderbilt in the Birmingham Bowl. Liberty Bowl, Arkansas versus Texas Tech. That's a tough one. You know, these teams it was A&M versus Arkansas. These teams used to be in the Southwest Conference, maybe back in a long time ago. But I'm going to go with Texas Tech against Arkansas. Syracuse versus Washington State, Holiday Bowl. It's in San Diego. You know what? Gosh, that's a good matchup. I'll go with Washington State. Syracuse they beat Miami Hurricanes. They kind of essentially knocked them out of the playoffs, but I think Washington State's going to beat Syracuse. Las Vegas Bowl, USC versus Texas A&M. Boy, A&M, Texas A&M. UConn versus North Carolina. If North Carolina had a little better defense, I would probably say North Carolina wins this game. Pinstripe Bowl, Boston College versus Nebraska. Nebraska had a interesting offseason. They had a bunch of transfers, or a bunch of people enter the transfer portal. Their running back, Emmett Johnson, Nebraska, Boston College. Let's go with Nebraska. New Mexico Bowl, TCU versus Louisiana. I'm going to go with TCU. Louisiana's pretty good, though. Pop-Tarts Bowl, Miami, Florida versus Iowa State. Talk about a bunch of these teams. Miami doesn't have that. I don't think they have a really good defense. So I'm going to go with Iowa State in this game. Close game. That might be an overtime. Arizona Bowl, Colorado State versus Miami, Ohio. I'd love to say Colorado State because I'd probably root for them, but I'm with Miami, Ohio against Colorado State. I think they got dominated against Ohio, so Ohio U. So I'm going to go with Miami, Ohio. They got embarrassed the last time they played, so they want to finish out with a good note. Military Bowl, NC State versus East Carolina. Got NC State winning that game. Alamo Bowl, BYU versus Colorado. Colorado, definitely. Colorado. Independence Bowl, Army versus Marshall. Well, Army plays Navy tomorrow, so I'm going to go with Army. Marshall's good. They're actually not a bad team, but I'm going to go Army in a really close game. Music City Bowl, Missouri versus Iowa. Missouri will find a way to win. Alabama versus Michigan in the ReliaQuest Bowl. Michigan coming off a big upset over against their big rival, most hated rival, Ohio State. And they're in the playoffs. But Michigan was probably so relieved to beat Ohio State. I'm going to go with Alabama. Alabama, the way the last few couple weeks, the way they talked about Alabama, I think that's going to motivate them. And I think Kalen DeBoer is going to have the team ready. And then they're going to crush Michigan. Get revenge for last year's playoff game. Sun Bowl versus Louisville versus Washington. The Washington's been really struggling this year, but I'll go with I'll go with Louisville. Citrus Bowl, South Carolina, Illinois. The way South Carolina's been playing, I think South Carolina is going to take it to Illinois in this game. Texas Bowl, LSU, Baylor. I'll go with LSU. And the rest, here's Gator Bowl. There's a playoff games. Oops. Ole Miss, Duke. Ole Miss. North Texas, Texas State. Texas State really they're an underachieving team, I think. They're supposed to be they started out pretty good, I think. Duke Mayo Bowl, Minnesota versus Virginia Tech. Now, Texas State, they played Arizona State pretty good on a Thursday night game a month or two ago. So, you never know. But, again, I'll go with, Texas State over North Texas. Minnesota versus Virginia Tech. I'll go with the Gophers. Liberty versus Buffalo. I'll just go with Liberty in the Bahamas in Nassau, the Bahamas. And the rest are playoff games. So So, thank you very much for watching.